Well, it's January. Welcome back to Inside EKUSports. And because it's January, right in the middle of conference season beginning, and we'll talk basketball throughout this show, beginning with Tre King, a sophomore forward on the men's basketball team. You're really coming on, Tre. Your post moves seem more solid, your mid-range jumper, and we've talked about how it's taken a little while to feel comfortable as a college athlete. Talk to me about where you feel your game is versus, let's say, at the start of the season.
I feel like everything's coming a lot more natural. I feel like the game's starting to slow down. And that was just with like the extra reps, getting in the gym early, staying late, watching film with coaches and stuff like that. And just a little bit every day, it's starting to pay off. So.
And doing a better job of trying to stay out of early foul trouble, which had limited your minutes in some of the non-conference games.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing I've been trying to work on, especially going into conference, is just playing smarter. Not really having to, learning how to when some mistakes are made, just learning how to slow down and sometimes just letting them happen. I mean, I can't fix everything, but I need to be out on the floor. So
statistically, your best game was the double-double you had at East Carolina, an American Athletic Conference team. What did you feel like you learned from that one?
I felt like I could play with anybody. The name on the jersey didn't mean nothing. They're guys just like us, and I feel like I showed that I could play with them. I could play with anybody. So
you and Darius Hicks, good 1-2 punch inside, and then Michael Moreno's coming on as well at the 4. Lachlan can come off the bench as well. So I feel like maybe there's some solid depth that's there for this team going down through the OVC season.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more depth than we did last year. We got guys who can shoot now. We got guys who can score in the post and can shoot. So we're gonna make a lot of matchup problems for the rest of the teams in OVC.
So a split opening the OVC last weekend, a win over Tennessee Tech, a narrow loss to Jacksonville State, 2 more coming at home. Good to start at home, and you know what's ahead because last year the Colonels started with 4 straight on the road.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge, especially us being a first-year team under Coach Hamilton to go on the road for our first 4 conference games. But I think now we know what we're doing. We know what to expect, and I think we're going to be ready. You're
from Lexington. You played your senior year and then 1 prep year at Hargrave Military Academy where Coach Hamilton ran the program. So you were his first commitment. So what did you learn from Coach Hamilton there, and then why choose EKU?
I just learned how to work. Being at Hargrave, being away from home, I didn't really have the distractions. It was just me in basketball, and I learned how to really take pride and putting in the extra work and start loving the game really.
You have a family tradition. Your grandpa is Marvin Otis King Sr., your dad's junior, you're the third. You go by Tre, so I would assume Tre is a nickname off Marvin Otis King the third, correct?
Yes, sir. Coming out the womb, they named me Tre, and they started calling me Tre, and that's what it's been. So
your dad played basketball at Drake, so yeah. He's been through what you're going through. Yeah. What's the advice from your pop to you?
Just to keep working, not to get comfortable, because somebody's coming for my spot, whether I like it or not. So just always trying to stay ahead.
Your dad's a minister?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your parents.
My dad, he's a pastor at a church in Winchester, and then my mom is a data analyst at UK Hospital. So,
yeah. So it's good to have role models. Was your dad on the basketball court your role model?
Yeah, my dad's definitely my role model. Just like him, he's taught me basically everything I know about it. He put the ball in my hand. So.
On the academic side, what's your major? What do you want to do post-basketball?
My major is sports management. When I get done with basketball, I either want to go into coaching or I want to work in the athletic department. I
would assume that the way your career has started, that there's going to be some type of pro basketball once college is over. Division I players, they all have that dream. Is that your dream as well?
Yes, sir, definitely. I want to keep playing as long as I can.
What was it like, and he's gone now, so it's life after Nick Mayo, but what was it like having Nick on the team, just because he was solid, never missed a game 4 years?
Yeah, it was great, especially from me being a freshman, him being a senior, him taking me under his wing and just teaching me the ropes and just keeping me encouraged and giving me advice. It was big, and now I feel like after learning from him, I can do the same for the freshmen coming in and the freshmen this year. So
finally, Coach knows that these are 2 big games. So do the players. What has he told you about Eastern Illinois and SIU Edwardsville?
They're both solid teams, especially Eastern Illinois. But I think if we stick to what we do and do what we do well for 40 minutes, we can beat them. And we can beat anybody. So
okay. Good luck throughout the
Thank
OVC
you.
season. That's Tre King of the basketball team. Here's what's ahead for the Colonels this weekend. Thursday it begins against Eastern Illinois. The Panthers and Colonels will tip at 7:30. Then Saturday it's the Cougars of SIU Edwardsville. That game begins at 4 o'clock. We have coverage of both at 100.7 FM. You can find it streamed at EKUsports.com and also the video stream on ESPN+. Coming up, we've talked to a post player. Let's meet a guy that wore 00 on his jersey, and he's one of the best players in the post ever for EKU, and he's now in the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame. Mike Smith with us when we come back.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a crime fighter. Be a visionary. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
Mike Smith played basketball at EKU from 1988 to 1992, and to this day, he's had more rebounds than any other Colonel with 977. Into the Hall of Fame you go, snatching another rebound. Big prize there, Mike. Congratulations. You were a great rebounder. Why were you so good at that?
Thank you, sir. I don't know. It just came natural. That's just a part of the game that a lot of people don't like to do, and I just like rebounding.
It was one of those things where you have to have a mentality to do it right, don't you?
Yeah, mentality. You have to be willing to get in there and get physical, throw elbows, receive elbows, etc.
And you also scored, though. You're still 28th on the all-time scoring list, got over 1,000 points. Where did your points come from? Because you did focus on grabbing the rebounds.
Putbacks, jump hooks, turnaround jumpers, just basic things big men did back in that era. It's not like now where big men shoot threes.
Yeah.
So back then, most of all the big men did their scoring around the basket at 15 feet and in.
You got a degree from EKU in 1993 in corrections and juvenile services, and you put that to good use. First of all, you went into the Army, and now working for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I want to talk about that, but first of all, just the foundation of an education at EKU, what it's meant to you, and how it served you after sports in life.
It served me. It gave me a chance to provide for myself, to meet new and interesting people, to move around. It was just a great experience. I wouldn't take it back for anything in the world. Just coming to EKU and meeting the people. And at that time, EKU had like one of the best law enforcement programs in the country.
Yeah.
So it was a plus. Plus, I played basketball, and I got a chance to get a degree from probably one of the top-ranked schools in the United States.
And you grow up, don't you?
And you grow up.
Grow up fast. So 10 years in the Army, and now you work as a corrections officer in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Any way that your memories of basketball you put to use in any way in your current profession?
Discipline. And playing for Coach Good, you learn to be thick-skinned. And probably Coach Polio too, but with Coach Good, you learn how to, when somebody say something you don't like, you just learn how to take it and just keep pushing forward.
Well, Mike, proud of you for everything you've done here at EKU and later in life. Congratulations on going into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Mike Smith, former EKU basketball player, now in the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a rising star. Be a hero. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
Welcome back to the show. Now joined by a guard on the EKU women's team, Dee Davis. That's not your full name, right?
No.
De'Aria? Is that right?
De'Aria.
De'Aria, okay. So you come to EKU after playing at Florida A&M and then Iowa Western Community College. Why EKU?
I actually talked to Coach Sam, and I liked everything she was saying to me, and she was very familiar with coaching, and she's coached at a lot of schools. So it was nice to know that I'll have a coach that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, she played college basketball at Auburn, and then an assistant coach at both Duke and U of L, both really good programs. And you're a sport management major, so you want to coach. So
Yep.
You're almost on a job interview already, right? I mean,
Yeah.
are you, when you play and when you're in practice, are you absorbing what the coaches are doing too for your future?
Yeah, I kind of pay attention to the way they do things and how they handle things. And me playing, I kind of see from a player's point of view too. So it pretty much helps me a lot.
You're the two guard on the team, third leading scorer. Had a great game against Chattanooga, over 20 points. You consider that your best game of the year?
Yeah, I consider it my best game of the year. I mean, season's not over, so I'll probably have another one.
I hope so. The one thing that the team, you started with a couple of losses in OVC play, short bench right now. The sense that you're not scoring right now? You guys have had really great scoring quarters to make comebacks. Where do you think the offense is a little stuck, and how do you get it re-energized?
Right now, we were so focused on the defensive side that we forgot that we need to actually score on offense. So I think that's pretty much our problem. But we've been working on it in practice, trying to break down our offense. So we should be pretty good next game.
Where do you consider your strengths as a player?
I consider my strengths getting to the rim, being my team's like, I give them energy when I'm out there actually playing. I like to get everyone hype and get them ready to play on defense. So that's pretty much my strengths.
The one thing I noticed about this team, there's no superstar. In other words, it's by committee. One player will be your leading rebounder, your leading scorer. That's got to be fun because everybody has a role.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. You never know who's going to have the best night. So it's pretty good for us. We have everyone can do everything pretty much. And I like playing with a team like that because it's not about just one person, it's about the whole team.
Win over Memphis, win over Xavier, almost upset Vanderbilt. So we know this team can be good. Do you draw back on what you did in those games to correct some of the things that got you off to the slow start in the OVC?
Yeah, we look back at those games and that's how we know we're going to be fine in OVC play. We're struggling right now, but I think we'll bounce back pretty well.
When did you come to basketball? I mean, I've talked to all kinds of athletes, and they say, well, I played soccer, or I did this, or I had a parent or a friend or an aunt and uncle. I mean, how did you become a basketball player?
I've been playing since I've been very little, and I've always had a basketball hoop outside of my house, so I pretty much went out there all the time. I mean, I started off playing with boys, so I didn't really get into playing with the girls until I was an 8th grader. So.
And then in high school, you played in your hometown of Omaha,
yes.
And then with Florida A&M, and then to junior college. How about being at EKU? I know it's not as big as Omaha, but do you feel like it's your second home now?
Yes, I feel like it's my second home. I like it here. I get to meet new people. It's pretty cool.
How about your major? You said sport management. Is it all designed to be part of an athletics department? And do you think you'll end up in high school or in college after basketball when you become a coach?
I believe it's designed to be in an athletic department. I kind of want to be a coach in college and then see where it takes me.
The first game of 2 comes up Thursday. Play Eastern Illinois and SIU Edwardsville. What has the coaching staff told you about these 2 teams?
They pretty much told us that it's going to probably be a similar game to, the other ones we've played, but we can beat them. They told us we can beat them, so hopefully that happens.
All right, well, good luck this week and 2 more games at home, Dee. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
All right, Dee Davis with the EKU women's basketball team. Here's what's ahead for the Colonels. Thursday's game will tip at 5 o'clock against Eastern Illinois, and then Saturday's game against SIU Edwardsville begins at 1:30. West Chandler will have the call at 92.5. You can catch it streamed at EKUsports.com, and it will also be on ESPN+. That does it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. Like and follow Colonel Athletics on all of the social media pages you see on your screen. And until next week, as always, go Big E.